Hey, what's going on everybody? It's going to be a video on how to add the AK74M into the multiplayer zombie survival template. This weapon is on the Unreal Engine Marketplace, made by Agora Games Brazil. He was kind enough to send this over to me, and I thought I'd make a video on how to add it in. So as you can see, it's a cool looking AK. It's got a couple different variants. And see, it's got first person animations that come with it, attachments, bullets, magazines, even some sound effects and particle effects. So let's hop right into it and add it to the project. So I have a complete tutorial on my YouTube. I'll put a link in the description below on how to add weapons from scratch into the zombie survival template, in case you guys want to check it out, but I'm going to try to go through this real quick. So if you want like a full explanation, you can check that video out, but I'm going to go through hopefully everything. So first things first, let's see what it looks like. Here's one version right here. You can see it's got a spring. It's got a sprint, it's got walking animations. Switch weapons to the other AK. This is a more standard AK. See, it switches smoothly between the two. Looks really nice. And he has more animations than just this. So like reload. Perfect, man. Set up with all the particle effects, the shells being ejected from the gun, sound effects, reload notification thingies on the. Very nice, very nice. And there's even more that I'm not even using on here, but you can. He's got melee animations for the weapon. He's got like a tactical sprint for the animation. So it's really cool. So let's hop right into it. The first thing we want to do is we want to go to our HGT and then weapons folder and then open up the weapon info table. And what you want to do is you want to just make a new weapon row for a weapon. So there's already one in the template called AK47, so if you want to just use that, you can. And even though this gun is technically an AK-74, so don't come at me with that. But we're just going to call it AK-74. Let me just change the name here. AK-74. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to go to weapons and then weapon BP and then make a new weapon blueprint. So what I would do is I would just take like the blue one here and just like duplicate it. And then open it up. And once you open it up, you need to go to the viewport, and then you can fly over here to your gun. And you just want to click on the third person and the first person mesh and change both of them over here to your AK74M, which I've already done here. Next thing you want to do, you want to click on third person muzzle and first person muzzle. You do that by holding control, by the way. So you can select both. And you can see that right here, and just drag it around until you get it in front of the barrel of the gun. And that fixes that. That'll make where the bullets and muzzle flash comes out of there. Next thing is this little blue arrow here. You want to click it. It's called the aiming point. You want to set that to wherever you want. So that way this is where your aim down sights is going to be. So if you want to look at mine right here, the location I have is these little values right here. Pretty much 0, negative 8.7, and 13.5. You can change yours. Like I said, it comes with, he has like rails where you can put a red dot or a scope on it. He's got a couple different variants of the weapon mesh, so it kind of depends on what mesh you're using, where you want to actually place this aim down sight spot. Easy to just tweak. You know, you can go in the game and be like, looks like I need to raise it up a little bit. I need to lower it a little bit. So that's the aim down sights. Then once you got that, you need to come back into the weapon info table and make sure you set your weapon BP here to the actual AK-74 blueprint that you just made. And then you want to go into the, where is this folder here? Content folder, AK74M, and meshes, and then you want to find this AK right here, right click on it, create an animation blueprint right here, click that. It'll create one of these, and here it is. The only thing you need to add in here is this node right here called default slot. Just right click and type in slot, scroll all the way to the top and click on slot, default slot right here, and it'll add this node. Just hook it in right there, and that will allow you to play animations on the actual weapon itself. Alright, so you can close that, and then go back into your weapon blueprint here, and you want to click on first person mesh, and under use animation blueprint you want to set it to that animation blueprint that we just created, which is called AK74M skeletal anim blueprint. It's a mouthful. So that'll let you play animations montages on it. Now I'm not going to set it on the third person because I'm not going to really play or mess around with the third person animation, but if you want the, say, reload or shoot animations to play on it as well, go ahead and set it right here. Same thing. And let's see, that will set that up. So now that we have those set up, we need to set up animations for the actual gun. So let's go to our HGT folder, and we'll go to characters, and we'll go to, just click on a child character. So I'm editing the green character, and if you've watched my previous video on how to add the hazmat character, this is him right here. So we're going to add the AK to this guy. But basically what you want to do is I want to find the first person arms, which are right here on the left. We're going to click on them. We are going to go to the anim class here, first person anim BP, and click on the browse to asset and content browser. Open it up. This is the animation blueprint for our first person arms. So by default you'll have all of this, but you won't have an AK. So what you want to do is we'll have to come back out and go to the HGT and then weapons and then weapon anims enum. Open it up and you'll have one that says unarmed pistol and rifle. You'll want to click the button called add enumerator here and give this a new name. I called it AK74M. And you'll do this for every new type of weapon you make, but since this is an AK74M, that's what I'll call it. So once you add that, save and close that file, then you can come back into your animation blueprint. You can right click on this blend poses, and you can scroll down to the bottom, and you can click the right here where it says add pin for element, and you would click on AK74M. I've already clicked it, so it didn't show up because it's already right here. So then you'll have this pin here, and you gotta have something to plug into it. So what I did is I just took the rifle animation here, and you could just copy and paste it, and then I just named it AK74M locomotion, and then you just drag off and say cache to a new save cache pose, and I called it AK74M, and then you can use that cache pose right here by right clicking and say cache pose AK74M, and it gives you this node, and then you hook it in like that. And there you go. So that'll plug in the actual animations. So now we have to go into the state machine here and actually add the animations in. So we'll double click on it, and yours, when you first open this, is probably going to look like this. And what I did is I didn't have any jump animations for this, so I just deleted these. Delete that, that, and that. And you are left with an idle, a walk, and a sprint. Now if you do have jump animations, or if you want to make some, then you can go ahead and just put those in as well, but for the sake of this tutorial, I don't have any, so we're going to go with these. So the first thing you do, you want to open up idle, and you just want to drag in the AK74 idle, but you probably won't be able to see these right off the bat because we need to go and change the skeleton to the zombie tutorial skeleton. So to do that, we will go into the content folder, we'll go into AK74, we'll go into animations, and then first person, which is FP. Go right here, you want to click and then scroll down and hold shift and click again. Don't select this blend space, but you select all the animations, right? right click, come up to replace skeleton. Then you want to type in mannequin. And we are looking for this one that says UE4 mannequin skeleton, and the path is game HGT characters mannequin. That's the zombie template one, the one in HGT. So that's the one you're going to click, and then you're going to click OK, and it's going to change all those animations to use the mannequin skeleton inside of my zombie template. Alright, so now once you have that, you can come back into your animation blueprint that we're working in, and if you type in AK74, these animations should show up. And usually they always do, but if they don't, sometimes Unreal Engine derps out. You may have to actually go in here and open each one, just like open it and then just close it. Don't ask me why. That's just, I've had it happen in older versions of Unreal Engine 4. I don't know if it does it in Unreal Engine 5. It didn't do it for me during this tutorial. I'm just trying to let you know. So you just have to open and close. It kind of refreshes them. Or you might be able to just right click and refresh them all, but whatever. Alright, so now that we have all the animations, we will just drag them in. So you want to drag in the AK74 idle. And the one thing you need to make sure that is checked is the loop animation checkbox. Make sure it's set to true when you click the animation here. Same with this one. And if you want to know how I got this play right here, I just clicked it, and over here on the right hand side it says play rate somewhere. Yeah, right here, play rate. You can either set it right here to 0, or you can just click the little drop down and like expose it as a pin, which is what I did right here. Basically all that is saying like if you are aiming or reloading or switching weapons or whatever, just change the play rate to 0. This is for my procedural aimed on sights, so there you go. So make sure both of these are actually set to loop animation, and then once you got that, we'll back out. We'll go over to the next one, which is walking. And for walking, you just throw in the AK74 walk animation. Same thing, make sure it's looping. This one's looping, set the play rate for the top one to 0. And for the sprint, you come into here, and he actually has two animations. There's a run animation, which is the one that I showed you when I first started, which looks great. Make sure it's set to loop as well. But he also has one that's like attack sprint. If you've played games like Modern Warfare 3 or Warzone or any of that, I could plug it in and show it to you real quick. It looks like this, which is really cool. It's like attack sprint. So you can pick whichever one you want, or if your game uses, I don't know, whatever you want. Sprint, run, whichever one you want. I just used run, but it looks really cool. So make sure both of those are set to loop animation, and then once you have that set up and it's plugged in, your gun should be working, but you're going to have to set up a couple more things inside of the weapon data table. So we click on this AK, we have to find and set up the first person weapon socket, so that way the gun will be attached to your hands in the right spot, and the third person one. So what you want to do is you want to open up the let's see here, we'll open up our character by clicking the mesh, go into our well, let's not do hazmat, it doesn't really matter, but we'll just go to all content, HGT, characters, mannequin, character, mesh, and then UE4 mannequin, skeleton. So here's our skeleton, right? And we're going to go to the preview, and we're going to set use specific animation, and we're going to say like aim. So we'll do third person first. So the aiming one, we'll just do iron sights center. So this is the third person aiming, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find the socket that I created, which I think I put on the right hand. Yeah, hand right. So on the right hand _R, you just right click, you say add socket, and I called my socket TP for third person, TP _ AK74 socket, and here it is. And if you right click on it, you can actually add a preview asset and call it, you just type in AK74 and then you click the preview asset right there, and it'll add an AK here, and then that'll let you visualize the actual socket in the mesh, and you can move this around left, right, whatever. So I thought this looked pretty decent for third person, You can change it if you want, but let me show you the actual values here if you want to like pause the video and copy them. Here are my locations and rotations. We got negative 10.3, 5.3, negative 1.9, 89 for the rotation, negative 0.9, 1.3. So you can copy these values if you want and get you in the right direction. Like I said, you can play around with that, and I will show it to you right here. And in game, he's got the AK in third person. Alright, so that's third person. So now we have to do the same thing only for first person. So I just clicked on the right hand. He actually has this one in the his skeleton for the AK. So if we go to the AK, and then I believe it would be under, well, we could just probably look at the actual animation. So we'll just go to AK animations first person, and we'll just click on something like fire ADS or something. So this is his animation, skeleton tree, and let's see, his hand, right? No, I changed it, so hold on. Go back. AK, wherever his skeleton is, mesh, no, demo, first person, maybe, character, mesh, yeah, there it is. It's under AK74 demo, first person character mesh, and then we open up the arms, and this is the arms that come with the AK. You can see he's already has the socket added here, so all we have to do is just come down here to the right hand, and we already have an AK socket here called S_AK74. I'm just going to copy selected socket, and we'll come back to our hands here, and you click on hand_R, and you just paste socket to selected bone, and that will give you this socket. And then I changed the name of mine to a different name. I called it FP for first person, FP_AK74 socket. And you can look, here's the location and rotation in case you need to see it if it didn't copy and paste right for you or something. But there's the numbers. And that gives you the sockets for the gun for first and third. So then we could come back to our weapon data table for the AK, and you just set those names that we had. So for a first person weapon socket, you do FP AK74 socket, and for third person, you use the TP_AK74 socket. And stowed weapon socket, that's just one that's on the character's back. I think it'll work fine with that one, but you can change it. It's in here. You can add more sockets. You can see this is the socket that it puts it on your back. I think it'll look fine with that one. But we'll just go with the default, but you can change that if you want. Make sure you use procedural ADS. Is it set to true? You can change the ADS speed here. I'm not using left hand IK because he's got nice animations. I don't need IK, so check that to false. I'm going to leave the third person animations to default, and all we're going to add and change are these first person animations. So first one's it's the arms, for the shoot montage for the arms. I just went into the content, AK74 animations, and then FP for the first person arms, and then you just find the shoot animation. He's got one in here that's called AK74 fire right here. You just right click it, you hit create and a montage, then you open it up. I called this montage AK74 shoot just for simplicity's sake. And there's a few things you might want to tweak. Like I changed the blend time to 0.1 to you have to play with these blend times when you're working with like short little animations like this. And I also upped the play rate to, if you click right here, which is the actual animation right here, I changed the play rate to 2 just to speed it up, so when you're shooting full auto and stuff, it flows pretty good. So that's for the shoot. And then once you have that created, you come in here and you just set it AK74 shoot right here. And I did the same for the aiming montage, shoot montage. I think there is one for shooting aimed on sights if you want to use the other one, but If you want to create another montage, you can go for it, but I just use the same animation. Then there's one for the weapon, which is the shoot for where the actual AK gun shoots. So you just come into that same folder, only instead of FP it's the AK74, and you just find the one that says AK74 fire, you right click on it, you create an animontage, and then you open it up. That was loud. And I set the blend time to 0 on this one because it's so fast. I wanted to be able to see the hammer go back. But I did also set this play rate to 2, just to match the arms. So set that to 2, and then I set the blend time to 0, and then you set it right here, weapon shoot montage, boom, set that one. And the put away and pull out, those are in the FP folder. So I think that would be called holster is put away, of course. So you'd right click, create a montage, and equip is pull out. Right click, create a montage for those two, and go ahead and just do it for the reload as well. So there's a reload and then there's a reload empty. I used the reload empty, which means you have to, he pulls the mag out and then pulls the hammer back when he's done to fully reload it. Reload is quicker, but it does, because it doesn't play the have to pull the hammer back. I use reload empty just for the heck of it. So whichever one you want. Same thing. Let's see, reload. I didn't blend or change anything. For the equip, I called it pull out montage. So when you pull out the gun, I did change the blend time to, I lowered it to 0.05. But that's all I changed. And then put away, same thing, 0.05. That's all I changed. So then once you have all those, then you just set them right here. The put away montage, set it, set the pull out, set the reload, and then set the, you want the reload on the actual gun, which we didn't set that one up. So you come into here, you find the gun, reload, empty, or gun reload, whichever one you pick to make sure it matches the arms. Right click, create an animontage, and there you go. And you can change the blend time if you want, but I didn't change it at all, and it seemed to look fine. So yeah, I didn't change anything. I just kept the default here. So now that we have all those set, he already has muzzle flashes and fire sounds and everything included as notifies inside the montages. So I just set the muzzle flash and the fire sound to none here, and you leave the impact effect because you want to be able to see that. You can change the zoom FOV. That's how much it zooms when you aim if you want. I left it at 50. I set the reload sound to none, the rechamber sound to none, because those are handled, like I said, inside the montages or the actual animations. And then all these are just stats. So change your clips and your mag speed and your spread and your range and your the recoil. All the recoil settings are right in here for vertical recoil, horizontal recoil. All that's set in here. And then it's not a projectile weapon, so it doesn't matter. And that's pretty much it. I think that covers all of it. So once you have all that done, you can say either add it into your gun as like a wall weapon or add it into your game, not gun. You can add it over here on the wall just by simply copy and pasting like a wall weapon and then just changing the row name to match the row name inside here. So like this one, you would just come in here and you type that, and then you would make sure it was an AK74 like that, and then you can buy it off the wall. Or if you want your character to start with it, so say I want the screen character to start with that gun, you would just click up here on the very top, come over here in the details panel and scroll down until you see the weapon inventory, starting weapons. Here it is. And I just gave myself AK-47 and AK-47 different, which is what I called the two guns. Inside my data table, you can see them named here. And then you start the game, and you have the guns. So if I trade this one for like a rocket launcher, then I can go over here and buy this one. Actually, I already have that one, so let's get rid of this. I don't have any points, but you know what I'm saying. So this one, say you got rid of that, and then you wanted to buy this one. Oh, I just bought the AK74. So now I have the funky looking one, and I have this normal looking one. Alright. So that's pretty much it. It's a really cool pack, and like I said, he has other animations in here if you wanted to add like a simple melee gun butt type of animation or inspect. You can see here, he's got like an inspect weapon. You could bind, like literally bind a key inside your character to play this montage, and you'd be able to like see your gun in the game. Or say, where was the other one? There's run, reload, melee. Here we go. We got melee. And see, he's got like melee animations. Yeah, look at that. Wow, you can like melee zombies off you. So like I said, you just come in your character and add a button. And we could probably do it with something simple like, let's 9 key. And then we say play montage. That's it for the video, guys, if you rent, but I was just going to show you this real quick. So skeletal mesh, we'll do first person arms, and then we come in here. And we'll see, melee 2, create, and a montage. Looks good to me. So then let's add it into that. Boop. Just to see it. There you go. Got a melee, and then you can do the same for like the inspect. So like right click, create an animation, montage. And we'll set that one. See what it looks like. I think it's set. Yeah. Oh, you get a nice little weapon inspection. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's a really cool weapon. It and the hazmat character go good together, as you can see. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.